What's the philosophy behind relationship expansion? Number one, it is really straightforward. It's simple stuff. It's not about technique. We don't use the word sales. This is not sales acumen. This is get in the game acumen. It's pay attention acumen. So you don't teach the concept of the reverse negative close to these people. Okay? It's more about being prepared, doing your homework, good follow-up, basic fundamentals. Number two, philosophically, it's about breaking down fear factor. Stephen Covey floated an idea called the, it's a behavior model, and the reality model is what he calls it. And he says this, it's pretty simple. Beliefs equate and drive our behaviors, and behaviors drive our results. Makes sense, right? If I believe that this is not important, or if I believe that I'm not capable of it, what are my behaviors? And what are the results? In our work, in the day-long program, it's about breaking down those barriers so that these people, at the end of the day, believe that, you know what, the gap may not be quite as big as I thought it was. Maybe I am capable of doing this. Maybe it's not quite as big a reach. And if I believe that, what's going to change? My behaviors, and I like to think the results will change. Lastly, philosophically, you've got to make the content, which is not technique-y, relevant. There's a lot of research out there about how adults learn. They don't learn by being lectured to, like I'm doing right now. They learn by being immersed in a real situation, a real experience that they're typically faced with every day. That's how they learn. In fact, when we created Relationship Expansion, we worked with a former friend of mine from IBM, Mike McGarry, and his partner Roger Schenk, who is a cognitive learning guru from Northwestern, and he's done a lot of research on how adults learn. And it's all around experiential learning. So we wrap around this very straightforward content and this process a real client situation of yours. We'll choose a client of yours. You've got a history at that client, services being provided at that client, series of contacts and relationships at that client. And we will create a case, a situation, an experience where the individuals in the class are paired in teams of two as if they're on the delivery team at that client. They can go research that client. They can go into your CRM and check what that history is, et cetera, et cetera. And then we create kind of a faux situation downstream of reality that allows the individuals to navigate through a situation that's fairly real for them, and that's where we drop in the learnings. And the odds of that sticking is much higher. Experiential learning. We also use a lot of Socratic approach to our teaching. We answer questions with questions. We paper the walls with flip charts. And most of the content that is populated on those flip charts by the end of the day is from the students, not from me. I facilitate that dialogue. And at the end of the day, I say, look around the room. You didn't think it was in you? I beg to differ. It's in there. It's in you more than you think. Case in point, look around the room. That's a real aha for them.